children's story.
By the way, it's down under. It almost went down under, didn't it? So what can we say? Good to see you all again. We had 2 weeks off. Everybody had fun? Mm-hmm. But can we think about what we talked about the last time?
Ellen G. White.
That's right, Ellen G. White. And she's getting older, isn't she? And the message is still going strong. But there was a horse and buggy that fell over. Do you remember the last time? Well, now we've got some sad things to talk about first, and then we'll get on to our story. Well, you know, James White was 60 years old, and he went to sleep. He had suffered so many times, hasn't he? The devil was always trying him, but this time his work on earth was done, so James White died. So now Ellen's all by herself, and they were together for 35 years. That's a long time. Okay, more than twice my age, but it's still a long time, you know, to be with somebody and then you miss them. So you know that Ellen missed James a lot in talking, but she still had her special angel that accompanied her everywhere she went. Did I lose something now? A pen. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll just stick him there for now, okay? Well, so they went to Australia, and they went over to Europe, and they was visiting some churches to try to get some things going. And Willie, her son, and his wife and family was there with her now. And, of course, she always has her angel with her, right? Well, it was all around. They decided to go to Australia. When they went to Australia here, there's a sign up here on this plaque. Can you read it?
Ellen G. White.
What's it say?
Above.
It says, I have to read from here and cheat, okay? Can you read it? About 500 yards east of this spot was found a furring strip, and the dream of Ellen G. White led to the establishment of the Australian Missionary College in this district in 1894. And that's what this monument, so over here will be more of this story. But Ellen and then they went around all to Europe, and then they went to Australia, where she was really impressed that they need a college there. So they were looking, and a few days before they went to Australia to see just what they could do to help them, she had a dream, which is kind of like one of her visions, only it was a dream. And she dreamt that some of the people had come to see, and they were trying to find a place for a school, and they walked through this forest, and as they walked through the forest, they saw a furring strip. Do you know what that is? It's like when Daddy goes to plant the garden, he puts the rototiller in. It's like this one was 6 foot long, but 9 inches deep, all ready for planting seeds in because it's all worked up nice. So she saw this, and she's like, wow, look at that. It was in a clearing and nothing around. And this is where the angel said that the school should be built. So she thought about it. Yes, dear?
You can put a pin on those flowers right there.
Okay, thank you. I will do that next time. All right.
Okay.
So she had this dream, and about 4 or 5 days later, she was on a train, and she was with Mr. and Mrs. Starr, and they were traveling, and she felt impressed because, you know, a lot of times she had visions, and did she tell James right away? Mm-mm. She had to wait for the right time. So this time she was on the train with these people, and they was going to go look for some property, And so she thought she would tell them about her dream. And so she told them about the dream and how they had the strip all done. And it's a beautiful place. And that's what her accompanying angel took her and showed her this place. And they were like, wow, this is cool, you know. So then they kind of knew what they were looking for. But they went ahead. But the people around there was only 500 people that was Seventh-day Adventists in Australia at this time, in the late 1800s. So there wasn't too many, and they were like, oh, Mrs. White, I don't know, we're only 500 people. That's going to cost a lot of money and big buildings, and I don't think we 500 people can do it. But she just says, trust in the Lord. He works everything out. So she told them about the dream, and they were really fascinated. So they came up to the train station, and they got out, and there was more people there, and her son was there, and some people from the conference were there to start looking. So they had a nice lunch. They got into a boat, and they had to paddle the boat, and now they're going down the creek. We'll find out what they find out next week, okay? You hate it when I do that, don't you? So next week we're going to see what they find when they go looking. Will they find a place that's been already plowed up? Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. Maybe they will.